Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to my studio. Now, you just heard me playing some stuff. That was on a profile I made of a Wangs 2204HW, which is, for all intents and purposes, a hand-wired 50-watt JCM 800 clone. A few weeks ago, I made a video detailing the profiling process using my Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 100. And then I followed that up with another video showing how you can use the tools that are built into the Kemper to further tweak your profiles and make them sound even better. Now, I believe it was on that first video, a friend of mine, Jeff Kalish, who works with Wangs Amplification, commented on the video that, yeah, it sounds good, but I'm still not a fan of profiling. And then he told me I should make a profile of the Wangs 2204HW and see if I could convince him. Well, it's basically a JCM 800, and with liquid profiling, Kemper does include the JCM 800 tone stack, so why not? Now, what you heard at the beginning of the video was the profile of the 2204HW. I added some reverb and delay, and I think I messed with the gain as well as adding an overdrive pedal up front. But I've still got the original profile I made, so let me pull that up and I'll show you how I got there. Now, I'm going to need to put on some glasses because I'm old and blind and I can't see. Okay, so this is Rig Manager. This is an app that runs on PC and Mac, and you can use it to both catalog all of your profiles as well as edit them when they're on your Kemper. Now, I've got this profile pulled up. This is the one that I've tweaked. Notice it's got the Kemper drive on it. If I go back here to the 2204HW raw, this is the profile exactly as it was profiled. So Jeff, this is what your baby sounds like with 4 mics on it going through vintage 30s. Now that sounds like a JCM 800. I profiled it with the gain right about 12 o'clock. I had the master volume, I believe, was up around 6. So the amp was pushing some air, and I opted for more phase inverter overdrive than preamp overdrive. Okay, so I'm going to jump over now to the tweaked version. I've got the overdrive turned off as well as the delay and the reverb. Now, first thing to notice, it says Mars CM800. That means that I am using the tone stack from a JCM 800. Now, if you'll notice, I've brought the mids way up on this, as well as added a little bit of treble and some presence, just to kind of clarify things a little bit, give it a little more grunt. You'll also notice that this profile is a little bit louder, and I guess that's because I brought up the mids. Now, I haven't messed with any of these controls here, which are exclusive to Kemper, because I wanted to save that for this video. So the first one I like to go to is Clarity. Clarity basically adds some characteristics of your guitar sound before it's amplified without actually adding in any of the clean sound. And it's great for giving the sound clarity. It's a very well-named control. So I'll start here at 0. I like to usually set this right around 12 o'clock. Now, to me, clarity is great for single string lines, lead stuff. And it's also great for chordal stuff. It kind of brings out the note definition on your strings. Now, also, I usually like to mess with the definition, but these JCM 800s are fairly bright amp, and bringing up the definition just kind of makes it a little brittle. So I'm going to bring that back where it was. Now, I also sometimes like to throw in some compressor, and this is basically a compressor that is between the preamp and the power amp stage. So it gives you kind of similar compression to what tubes do when they're overdriving, which, like I said in the other video, that's kind of what the first compressor pedals were meant to do in the first place. So if I bring this down, I bring it up about halfway. Now that's kind of more of a feel thing. Just like power sagging, you get that kind of sag feeling that older amps that had a tube rectifier would give you. And that's about all that I would mess with, really. It's a good fat tone. If I need any more drive, well, I can put an overdrive pedal on it as well as other effects. But I always like to get a good root tone without a whole lot of overdrive. And with the JCM 800, if you've got the amp cranked, then once you start bringing up the gain past halfway, it can tend to get a little bit mushy. So I'm going to leave that right at 12 o'clock. Now I'm going to play a little bit and twiddle some of these knobs so you can hear how they affect the sound in the JCM 800 tone stack here. Kind of like that. I'm gonna keep that up at treble. I don't get a copyright strike on that. All right, let's add some effects to this and hear how it sounds. Just kind of generic reverb and delay. So I think you get a good idea of how this amp sounds profiled using a liquid profile in the Kemper. But you know me, I like a lot of overdrive. So I'm going to pop on this Kemper gain. Now I sort of set this up to emulate a Boss Super Overdrive pedal. I've got the volume up on it a little bit to overdrive the amp. I don't have any drive happening. I've got the tone right about 5 o'clock. So there you go. That's my profile, my liquid profile of the Wangs 2204HW. To my friend Jeff Kalish, what do you think, bro? Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? If you like this video, and if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button down below. That really does help to let YouTube know that people like my videos, and in turn, that causes YouTube to spread them to more and more people. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.